Welcome. Today, we're distilling the key findings from our 2025 report on Vietnam's dynamic startup ecosystem. This is a story of incredible resilience, smart strategy, and frankly, massive potential. So, the headline number for the year? $476 million. Now, considering the global economic headwinds we've all been facing, this is a powerful figure. It shows the market has some serious resilience, securing nearly $500 million in fresh investment.
All right, let's get into it. We're going to start by breaking down the investment landscape. Then we'll look at the key players, the investors who are really shaping this ecosystem. After that, we'll cover the powerful forces fueling all this growth, and we'll wrap up with our final verdict on Vietnam's future.
First up, the investment landscape. So how exactly did that $476 million break down over the course of the year? Let's take a look. This chart tells a really fascinating story. You see that huge spike in the first quarter? That was driven by one massive $221 million deal in February. After that initial rush, things kind of normalized. But what's really important is the rebound you see late in the year. It signals that while investors were definitely more cautious, their confidence in Vietnam's top startups, it never really wavered. Now, this chart is where things get really interesting. It highlights a crucial split in the market. There's a growing gap between where all the activity is happening versus where the big money is actually going. Let me break that down for you. Okay, so here's the key takeaway. Think of it like this. On one side, you have tons of new ideas getting seed funding. That's fantastic. It means the pipeline of new ventures is healthy and growing. But on the other side, the really big checks, well, they're being written for more mature companies, particularly at Series A and all the way up to Series D. Investors are placing their biggest bets on proven winners. So who exactly is writing all these checks? That brings us right into our second section, where we'll look at the key investors who are driving this market forward. You know, what's immediately clear is just how vital international capital is. Foreign VCs were the dominant force in 2025, making up over 80% of the active firms. And look at this. Singaporean investors were the most active group, which really cements Vietnam's role as a key hub in the entire region. And here are the most active players on the field. What's really significant is the healthy mix we're seeing. You've got these strong domestic firms like IV Ventures and Vin Ventures leading the pack in deal count, right alongside a whole host of foreign VCs. This blend of local, on-the-ground knowledge and international capital, that's a huge strength for the ecosystem. Let's zoom in on one of those key domestic players, AViet Ventures. Their philosophy is all about vision-driven investing, and for them, that's not just about writing a check. No, they take a very hands-on venture builder approach, actively helping to construct these companies right from the ground up. And their investment thesis? It targets these high-impact sectors with just massive potential for scale. We're talking everything from enterprise software and AI, all the way to the foundational technologies of the future, like semiconductors and climate tech. And their 2025 deals really reflect that strategy perfectly. You see investments across different stages, from a seed deal in a semiconductor firm like VB Tech to a Series B in climate tech with that bike. That VB Tech deal, in particular, shows a clear commitment to tackling those foundational long-term tech challenges for the whole country. The other major domestic player is, of course, Vin Ventures. As the corporate venture arm of Vin Group, Vietnam's largest conglomerate, they offer something unique. They give startups not just capital, but a real-world sandbox to test, validate, and scale their tech inside a massive corporate ecosystem. So, as you might expect, their investment focus is tightly aligned with Vin Group's own strategic priorities. That means a heavy emphasis on AI, deep tech, and sustainable mobility, all areas where they can provide not just cash, but real strategic value. Looking at their 2025 investments, you can really see a pattern of backing these foundational technologies. Their participation in the VB Tech seed round and their investment in the generative AI platform Film AI, it all shows a deep commitment to building Vietnam's core tech infrastructure and its next-gen AI capabilities. Okay, now for Section 3. So beyond the startups and the VCs themselves, there are these powerful macroeconomic and policy tailwinds that are shaping the opportunity in Vietnam. This is the bigger picture. First things first, macroeconomic stability. The government has set a really ambitious 10% GDP growth target for 2026. Now, for an investor, that signals a strong pro-growth agenda, which creates a stable and predictable environment for putting long-term capital to work. But that ambition is balanced with discipline. A contained inflation target of around 4.5% shows strong fiscal management.
And that's exactly what global investors want to see. It reduces downside risk and builds a ton of confidence.
And this is a crucial point. Government policy has shifted from just being supportive to actively architecting the innovation ecosystem. There's now a clear, top-down focus on three key pillars: AI, semiconductors, and green tech. And the stated goal? To produce multiple high-tech unicorns by 2030. Honestly, this is a total game changer.
So, after looking at the data, the investors, and the macro trends, what's the final verdict on Vietnam?
Well, the ecosystem isn't just surviving, it's actively maturing. It has absolutely proven its resilience. It's showing clear signs of strategic capital allocation, and it's benefiting from a much stronger local investor base. But most importantly, there is now this clear and powerful alignment between private capital and national strategy.
And this convergence of forces, stable economics, strong investment, and proactive government policy, it really leaves us with one critical strategic question. As all these pieces continue to align, where will Vietnam's next unicorn come from? That is the billion-dollar question for the years ahead.